So let me talk about education for a moment. For most of my life, I've been a proponent of increasing the education budget across the board. Federal, state, municipal, pre-K through college. And I say vocational schools, knowledge is power. That said, I must admit, I never saw myself saying this, but we need more funding for chess club. So, yes, I think that we should work on our education because education is the bedrock of opportunity. You don't have an education, you don't have as much opportunity. And I think that some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth. If you are a disciple of the modern religion of social justice, you may go right to their privilege, comrade. Am I in my safe space? Don't use gendered words. They might say that too. But everybody agrees education is incredibly important to helping people in the lower classes get ahead and move up to the middle class and the upper class if they are very lucky. And there is a meritocracy in place too if they perform well and they find the right job, they put their effort into it. I believe that they can succeed, and I believe that you can too. So, I do believe in education. I believe in homeschooling. If you don't believe in the federal, public school system, the state schools, and so forth, K through 12, right at home. I think that there's a lot of virtue to that. But a lot of development happens for children when they're in their pre-K, for when they're between the ages of about 3 and 5. A lot of truly important things, developments in their behavior that will manifest themselves into adulthood. Any good things and any bad things that may happen, any associations that happen. This is the formative time. This is the first impression. So we have to get this right. And so I think having a strong pre-K system, as long as it's not, institutions are a modern religion, and academia is a big part of that. And I don't think that we want to indoctrinate children into specific ideologies. Just as they say, don't teach religion in school, I say, don't teach modern religion in school. So I don't want people to get indoctrinated, but I do believe they need education. They need to have their reading, writing, and arithmetic, and so on and so forth. And that's on a federal level. Like, I support public schools. But, we have to have the right programs. We can't have Common Core. We need to have incremental learning. We can't have these truly postmodern, tests. The kids have to, completely think way too outside the box. It's not direct. It's not something that makes a lot of sense. There's just these hoops they make kids jump through, and you wonder why a lot of them end up being, post-truth enthusiasts. They end up being absolutists in a postmodern world, and that brings them into, clowndom. They're in clown world. College is great, as long as it's not a scam and your student loan rate isn't too high. As long as college, you get a degree that you can actually use to get a job, that makes college more worth it. But a lot of people are dropping out. A lot of people aren't going, and they're finding success because with the internet, you have education at your fingertips. And you can just go onto YouTube, you can go onto Google, and MIT offers MITx. There's all these different things you can take that are actually true college courses online, and you can even get some merits for that. So I don't know about a full degree, but you should check it out. Definitely check out MITx and all of these programs that are coming around that are helping fill the void when people can't afford to go to an Ivy League school. They can try it online. And of course, vocational schools, because trade is extremely important. Learning a trade, learning to be an electrician, or learning to be any kind of trade in the world any vocation. These are the things, you might not get a job so quickly with an English degree in college. But if you know how to operate machinery, if you know how to fix a car, if you know how to do all these different things, all these different fields that you learn about going to a vocational high school or any kind of vocational college, I learned about broadcast journalism. I learned how to get by in the industry and what to do. And yeah, it was, the tuition wasn't as low as I would have liked. It was college-like tuition. It was essentially a vocational college. But at the same time, I did get a lot out of it because I learned hands-on, and I learned a lot in a short amount of time. It wasn't protracted over 4 years. Then we had just one good year, learned what I needed to learn, moved on to my next thing. I went into acting. And of course, some of my stuff might be available on YouTube in the coming months. So, knowledge is power. Education is paramount to success and to opportunity. That said, here we go. I must admit, I never saw myself saying this. We need more funding for Chess Club. And what that means is that in this world of people talking about politics online and trolling each other and generally, having persuasive and manipulative conversations where people are just messing with each other 24/7. People are dropping full paragraphs on my BitChute channel that sometimes are complete satire and hilarious, and other times they're not. And you got people that can be pushed around. If they're literalist, they're easier to push around. And that's why I say literalists, get out of your head a little bit. Go play a little chess club. Learn that, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And the world isn't this sort of monolith. Everything isn't unchangeable. We should use casual fatalism and realize that some doors can be knocked on, some walls can be moved, and others can't. And it's something, understanding, pushing on those doors, knocking on them, seeing if anybody's home. If no one's there, you move on. It's like a big IQ test, which of course IQ tests, they're more for the low end, determining the basic level of competency, not so much the high end, because once you get over a certain point, it's all gravy. There's almost no extra benefit to be had when you're high IQ. But you don't need to be high IQ to play chess. Learn to play chess. It's a lot of fun if you don't already play. And with Chess Club, you can learn about 3D and 4D chess. And you can start to understand a bit how politics, how the moves and the shakes happen, the movers and the shakers. And you can understand that it's not just about politics, it's about military. It's about all kinds of strategic maneuvers. Even looking at business, basic economics. It's just, the series, it's all about inertia, counter forces. It's all about, putting in a positive, pushing a negative out, putting a negative in to influence a positive. There's all these different things that happen that in chess, learning to think at least 4, 5, 6, 7 moves ahead is something you want to practice. It's something you want to put on your itinerary along with your cognitive dissonance workout routine. So definitely get some more funding for Chess Club, and people will stop saying Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad every time Donald Trump uses 4D chess.